Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 19th to the 25th of October 2020. Last week and into the beginning of this week we had the Sun making a challenging square aspect to the three mighty powers that have been ruling 2020 in Capricorn all year. So that's Jupiter, and we spoke last week of connecting with our King or Queen archetype to really become that sovereign majesty. And Pluto, who has been deconstructing, because before we go forwards into the stellar year that is 2021, we need to let go of limitations and restrictions and really anchor in our core. And then Saturn giving us the roots that sustain us and a strong and flexible backbone, the reconstructive framework that we're going to be building on. So this permeates into this weekend as the Sun is square Saturn, and we've gone through an alchemical week. Now we're finding our roots, we're finding our internal framework with focused attention on all that is supportive and sustaining. And with Venus opposite Neptune, dreams and visions come through our imagination. This is wonderful because this assures that we're not thinking too restricted or small. So as we head towards the winter solstice, we're being gently encouraged into a new way of being, which is going to be to do with feeling, empowerment and amplification. Those energies are coming in with each day. So this week we have a very loving aspect, very feeling aspect, which is exactly what we need, which is Venus making a harmonic, a trine, to these three major players. So on Monday we have Venus trine Jupiter. Wherever the challenge was when the Sun squared Jupiter last week, asking us to find that inner strength and majesty, we can now really feel that. And there's a balancing of inner and outer gold here as well. So everything exists as a state of being before it materialises onto the physical plane. But the only way that we can connect to that state of being is through feeling and embodying it. So where we're coming from defines where we're going to and what we're creating in our reality. Deep dive there to how does it feel to be majestic, to be sovereign, to be empowered, and really make that our centre. There's a challenge here on Monday as well though, as Mars retrograde is square to Jupiter, which we know is a challenging aspect. So we're challenged to go in and find our spark. And part of the challenge there might be to let go of some of the ego story with Mars. We kind of define ourselves as I'm the one that, or the sum of our experiences embodied. So maybe the challenge there is to go and get rid of some of that and really get back to the core spark, as that's really the journey that we're taking from now until late December. So very helpful energies there, letting go of that which restricts us, personality story, and connecting with the spark, the value, and our inner gold. Both of those working together on Monday. And I feel this is worth some real focus and consideration, as this will be a major practice for 2021. So we're starting early here to get prepared, as quantum manifestation will be leading the way as we go forwards. So that means everything in a state of potential. You tune in to the vibration in its biggest form, become it and amplify it. This takes getting out of the mind, so we've had years now of de-psychologizing ourselves. And in Scorpio, as the Sun will be moving through Scorpio later this week, and with the Mercury Retrograde, we really do have the tools to attend to the final details of that, getting out of the mind and the story, the illusion of separation, and then floating in this ocean of pure potential while we centre ourselves. By Tuesday we have Mercury opposite Uranus, so that's Mercury retrograde opposite Uranus retrograde. This is always a lovely one because Mercury is the processing mind and Uranus is our inner knowing. And when these align, we can revise what we thought we knew. So a big part of letting go of what's not true is realising that it's not true. And this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is bringing up and out a lot of revelations where a daily adjustment is required for us to stay on track. Uranus says question everything and trust that you'll be guided to the truth. But the processing mind may have just got habitualised into thinking a certain way or believing a certain thing, and that's where the Mercury retrograde will be undoing some of those untrue beliefs. So quite the day of revelation there on Tuesday. By Wednesday, Venus trine Pluto, so this is the second in a trilogy, and this is very potent. We can nourish our values so they grow and glow, really connecting to that essential frequency and making it ours, living it. There's a heart healing and purification here, as Pluto is a purifier, a transmuter, and it transcends some of the lower. So whereas we were looking at Mars possibly having a bit of an ego struggle there with the personality story being dismantled, Venus trine Pluto may be cleansing our toxic emotions, our view of ourselves as a victim, little struggling human, reliance on external love and validation, those kind of things, so that we can really value ourselves and get centered and purified in those frequencies. And that's the last day of the Sun in Libra, so a really nice balancing there. Head and heart, inner and outer, inner peace. So by Thursday the Sun moves into Scorpio and we enter the deepest month of the year, and this is where our winter initiation begins in earnest. So when we go willingly and with honour to take this journey back to self, it's a soul retrieval to connect with our wholeness and our power. So we begin the month of Scorpio on Thursday, which will take us on a deep journey of reconnection and healing. With all the other elements I've just spoken of, those are the tools in our box that we can use and harness daily to do the work. This is kind of a once and for all feeling. I know many of you say, gosh, how much longer am I going to have to do the work, etc. But this can actually be quite quick now, because once we realise that we were never that, once we've unthreaded some of those false stories, then there can be a general dissolving as we stop believing in the limitations and just allowing the space, not having to reconstruct another story. But this is really a very feely, connective week, so just allowing that. So by Friday I feel that we need to revise, reassess and make the necessary adjustments. As part of Mercury retrograde, we've had a lot of information coming out lately and we do need to integrate that. So honesty and objectivity are the best policies on Friday. Then two aspects at the weekend. On Saturday we have the third in the trilogy, Venus trine Saturn. So meditate on the roots that support and sustain us, our true values, and energise those so we can stand tall and strong and centred. And we also have the Sun conjunct Mercury, both in Scorpio now. And this one's very cosmic. We're all one in all space and time. Separation's an illusion, and we broaden our perspective and celebrate unity consciousness, fully realising that you're an eternal soul. Because most people see their lives in a separate little box and then measure against others and time. As a result of that, this is what keeps us in separation. But if you actually meditate on the fact that you are an eternal soul that's come here this time to expand your consciousness through certain challenges, which is what your birth chart soul plan is showing you, then that's the bigger perspective that I feel we're being aligned with through all of these aspects that are going on this week. So overall it's a week for Venus. She meets Jupiter, majesty, empowerment, Pluto, transcendence and healing, and Saturn, golden roots to support our new growth and a strong framework. And then the Sun into Scorpio, taking us on our yearly initiation But this time we could look at this as a clearance sale, really. Everything must go, because as we head towards the winter solstice and 2021, all that density is just not needed anymore. It's going to get in your way. It's going to lower your frequency. So we're gently unpicking things that aren't true, not even reinventing ourselves yet. We're just letting go of what isn't and swimming in the pure potential, learning how to connect to higher frequencies and be them and amplify them and really escape from limitation into our magnificence and wholeness. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, like I say, your chart is your soul plan. It's what did you want to challenge yourself with in this life. And when those challenges are met, you raise your consciousness, you raise your frequency. Life improves. So there's never really been a better time to dive in, especially with all these Scorpio energies, and take responsibility for your frequency, what you can do to change, the density that you can let go of. And then as we come into 2021, we'll be putting that into an active direction. But for now, it's letting go of what isn't true and finding that true bright spark inside. So please do contact me, zoehind7@gmail.com. I do online readings, coaching and tuition in astrology, tarot, numerology, healing, whatever subjects you're interested in. As I feel if we attend to the real deep work now, which does include learning, knowledge and power, then we're really getting ready for some tremendous energies in the year ahead, which starts on the 21st of December. These energies are coming thick and fast, so I do post every day. Facebook @AstroZo, Instagram @ZoeHind7, and these videos and more are on my YouTube channel, Zoe Astro. I still haven't changed my website because I'm changing in such a way that I don't really know what it is that website's going to look like, so I'm just allowing that potential and that recentering to happen. But if you've got any questions, then just email me. I'm around most days. So a very deep one, preparing for something much better, and the final letting go, tuning into feeling, not thinking, and assimilating and integrating the new information as it comes through. Those are the themes for this week. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.